everyone, welcome back. So today I'm doing a top 5 eyeshadow palettes. I know the holidays are coming and that's a really good time to either give a gift or receive a gift, and I think a makeup palette is an amazing gift to give to someone who A, either loves eyeshadow or B, is kind of just getting started, because you are going to get a bunch of colors in there to create some fun looks. So I have my top 5 eyeshadow palettes that I use and love and would like to recommend to you. The thing is, I'm doing this as a collab with my friend Jen from Jen Loves Reviews. Now I'll leave her channel and her video down below so you can check that out and see what her top 5 eyeshadow palettes are. We both have very different styles, we're different hair colors and everything. I love Jen. She's one of the sweetest, most honest people ever. She does great videos, and she just really has that like infectious, bubbly personality. Don't forget to head over to her channel and subscribe and see what her top 5 eyeshadow palettes are. We're just going to go ahead and get started. Okay, without question, the Lorac Pro is probably my number one, that when people ask me what eyeshadow palette should I get, I always say the Lorac Pro. I tried to clean it off for you, but it didn't really work. It's kind of has that almost like the NARS packaging. It's almost kind of like a rubbery feeling. It's almost like a rubbery feeling on top, and so it does get kind of dirty, but I love this palette. It runs about $42, and inside comes a whole row of matte shadows and a whole row of shimmers. I've done so many videos and looks on this palette. I have an everyday eye look that I think I just posted this past week. I love this color mauve. I think it's a beautiful everyday color. All these colors make great everyday colors. These darker ones you can use in the crease. These lighter ones you can use on the lid. These are great transition colors right here. And then these are extremely pigmented colors. So it comes with 16 shadows, and that is a lot of shadows for $42. I think this one, so it got dirty again, is a great deal. I feel like you can really get some smoky looks and you can get some everyday looks from these. They are, the shadows do have a lot of fallout to them, so you have to tap your brush off, but when you apply them to your eye, they're so extremely pigmented and blend so easily. If I want a no-fuss look that I know for a fact that I am going to love, then I always pull out the Lorac Pro palette. I feel like every time I use this palette, it never lets me down. I never feel disappointed. You know how sometimes you do your eye makeup and you're like, oh, it's not really that great of a makeup day. I never feel like that when I'm using the Lorac Pro palette. I always feel like it's a good makeup day when I use this palette. So this is my number one recommendation for a palette for everyone that you should have in your collection. If you're a makeup artist, if you're just an everyday girl who wants a great eyeshadow palette, a go-to one, this is my most used eyeshadow palette. Okay, so I'm kind of going to be a cheater pumpkin eater, and I'm going to talk about all 3 of the naked palettes that I own from Urban Decay. I'm only doing this because I feel like the 3 of these, there might be something different for everyone, and I don't necessarily know, unless you're a makeup junkie like myself and really like options and owning palettes and find yourself using them, then go for it and get all 3. But I'm going to recommend the Urban Decay Naked palettes, and I'll tell you why I'm showing all 3, because I really do think that all 3 offer something different for someone, and you may be looking for the difference in them, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm just going to go through each one and say, if this is what you're looking for, then get this one. So I'm going to start with the Naked One palette. This is the original Naked palette that Urban Decay came out with, and it has 12 neutral shades. Now these are more warm tone shades. It goes from lightest. It has 2 matte shades in this palette. It has this Naked color and Buck, and these are 2 really warm transition shades. And then it goes to these cooler tone shades over here. This last color here, Gunmetal, leans a little bit blue. These last 2 shades lean a little bit blue. The only thing I do not like about this Creep color is it has sparkle in it, and a lot of times I like a matte black. So, but has some really nice rose toned colored bronze colors, and then some really warm bronze. This is one that I would say if you are lean towards warm bronze colors, then you would really enjoy the Naked One palette. Now these run around $50 each, both the Naked One and Naked Two. So as far as pricing, they're both kind of the same. It's just what you want as far as colors. Now, like I said, these only have 2 matte colors in them. So if you are the type of person who likes, you know, obviously the matte transition color, but if you also like a matte brow bone color, this does not offer that. So you would need another palette. You would have to go from another palette to get a full look if that is what you're going for. Now, if you like a highlight shade for your brow bone, it does have a really nice virgin right here, and that is a beautiful highlight shade. But a lot of people, that's kind of the complaint with this palette. But I do love this and I do recommend. On the other side of that, we have the Naked 2 palette. Now, this was the second Naked palette that Urban Decay came out with. Both have the full length mirror. This one, the Naked one, has a velvet case and this one has a metal tin case. Both come with a brush. This one is dual ended and the one that comes in the Naked 1 palette is just a flat brush. Now, this palette, as you can see, comes with a little bit more cooler toned colors. It has a matte black shade and it has a matte transition color right here, which is like a plummy transition color, a little bit more cool toned. Also has a matte brow bone color, which is a little bit yellow, called Foxy. Beautiful matte color. I feel like if you're going to grab a palette, you could get a full look from this, only because you have that matte transition, you have the matte and shimmer highlight shades, and then you also have the matte and shimmer highlight shades, and then you also have the matte black. So with this palette, you can get a full look. If you're using the Naked 1 palette, there's a possibility you're going to need to grab from another thing to complete the look. I, in particular, prefer the Naked 2 palette. I reach for it more, just because I like these taupey shades. It has more of these taupey shades. I love all the colors that come in this palette. You can come up with so many beautiful looks. Let me just show you the 2 palettes next to each other so you can kind of see. So up top is the Naked 1 and down bottom is Naked 2. As you can see, the top one has a little bit more warmer shades and the bottom is a little bit more cool tone. Okay, and now that brings us to the latest installment of the Naked series, and that is the Naked Basics palette. Now, this retails for $27, 6 full-size eyeshadows. Now, just for reference, Urban Decay's eyeshadows cost either $18 or $19 each, and so these palettes come with 12 and 6 full-size eyeshadows. So it really is a better deal to purchase Urban Decay eyeshadows in palette form, in my opinion. So this comes with all matte shades except for 1 shimmer shade, which is a really beautiful satin shimmer shade right here. Oh, I just love this color. So really gorgeous palette. There is a repeat right here, and that is Foxy, and that is also in the Naked 2 palette. But these are more cooler toned transition colors. This is a really beautiful, Naked 2 is a really beautiful transition color. It does have a matte deep color. I wouldn't call this a pure black. It's almost like a deep blackened brown. It's really gorgeous. I feel like this is a great everyday eyeshadow palette. I think that the Naked Basics palette is a sister or a best friend palette to other palettes. You can create a full look using this palette, but also it has those great transition colors. So maybe if you were going to get the Naked 1 palette and the Naked Basics, these two could go together because you could have that matte brow bone color, or some other, you know, the matte black color. So anyways, this is like one of those palettes where if you have a palette, it doesn't have everything you need. You kind of just bring along the Naked Basics and all your basics to create a full look in here, which hence the name Naked Basics. So anyways, I don't know if you guys can consider that a cheater, but I'm considering these 3 as one like option of palettes, because based on your preferences, you would either get this one, or this one. I don't know. So hopefully you guys can count that as my cheating number 2 for most used palettes or favorite top 5 palettes. Okay, so my third palette that I'm going to recommend is from Stila. Now, this Stila palette is the Stila in the Light. They do have 3 palettes, 3 or 4 palettes in this kind of series that come with a variety of different colors. This one happens to be my favorite. It's one of those neutral colors. It probably reminds you a lot of the Naked 1 palette, although I just find that I gravitate more towards this one because it has these matte brown and black shades, and then it also has a really nice warm but almost rosy matte brown shade, and then it has, you know, still like the steel color and, you know, a couple of different brown options, some gold, and this really beautiful matte highlight shade. And then Stila is notorious for this shade called Kitten, which is just a really beautiful highlight shade. Very, very pigmented. These shades are extremely creamy. It comes with one of their smudge stick eyeliners in Damsel, I believe, which is just a really nice brown. I love this full-size mirror. So I love this palette. The Stila eyeshadows in this palette in particular are extremely creamy and blend very, very easily. They stay for a long time. I love this. I do have at least 1 or 2 looks using this palette. It is definitely one of my most reach for palettes for the shade Kitten alone, and then I just feel like all the colors are really complementary. I actually reach for this one more than I reach for the Naked One palette, just because I feel like it has more, like I said, with the matte colors and the matte highlight to create a full look. For you matte eyeshadow lovers, I love theBalm's Meet Matte Nude. I think this palette is amazing. You can find this on Haute Look, I believe for $19 or $24. Something really good. It comes with a full-size mirror. I do have a tutorial using this palette as well. These are all matte shades, really large size shades. What I love about this palette is it has these 2 transition colors, more of a yellow and more of a peachy color, that you just wouldn't automatically think would be a flattering color, but these really bring some warmth to the eye that I love. Now, these are 2 cooler tone transition colors. This is like almost like a plummy, dusty color, and then this has a little bit of plum in it, but these are really beautiful. These are really, really beautiful and are that nice cool tone color. This is the more cooler tone, these are the more warmer tones. So this is a great mix of cool and warm tone matte shades. You can get a full look. I love that. And then this matte white shade. These shades are so pigmented in this palette. I mean, just one swipe and these are just so pigmented. So really, really love this palette. Great deal. Like I said, you can look for it on Haute Look. If you don't know what Haute Look is, it is a flash sale website. I'll leave the link below where you can sign up. It's free to sign up and you can just catch some deals. They have a lot of great makeup brands that go on sale, and theBalm sells a lot of their products on there. Some of those shades swatched, as you can see, they just come across extremely pigmented, and I find that these shades last a lot. So I definitely recommend theBalm's Meet Matte Nude palette, especially if you are a matte eyeshadow lover. Even if you don't, because one of my friends was like, oh, I don't really know about matte eyeshadows, and I'm like, listen, you don't know, but until you do a matte look, because I was all about running shimmer every which way that I possibly could. I don't think until I started watching YouTube channels I realized what a difference it made to use a matte shade in the crease to really transition those colors, and then to be using some shimmer. And I mean, it's okay to use a shade with shimmer in the crease, but typically you are going to want to use some more matte shades, incorporating them into your look. I find this is a great thing that I reach for a lot when I'm finding transition shades, something to darken up a look or anything. I reach for this, or like I said, you can get a full look from this, several full beautiful looks. So really love the Meet Matte Nude, and I think it's so affordable. Okay, this was really hard for me. I'm not gonna lie. It was really hard for me to come up with a 5th palette. I was going to say the Too Faced Romantic Eye palette. I love these Too Faced palettes. These run about $36. This one is one of my favorites because it has some gold and purples in it. This is a really pretty gold shade. And then some deep matte purples. And like I said, it has, you know, a really great transition shades in it. And I just adore this palette. And every time I wear it, I love the look. But then I just recently got these 2 palettes from Lorac. And Lorac is my favorite eyeshadow. The Lorac Pro is my favorite eyeshadow palette, like I said. So I got these 2 palettes and I couldn't make the video without mentioning them. So like I said, I was going to say that palette from Too Faced because I do think those Too Faced palettes are a great deal with the shades that come in them, and there's several different. But once I tried these out, I couldn't not tell you about them, and I couldn't not include them in this video. So I am wearing the Lorac Pro To Go, and I do have a tutorial filmed on this look that I'm wearing today. But the Pro To Go is just a play off of the Lorac Pro. It comes with 6 shades, 3 matte on the bottom, 3 with shimmer on the top. And then this palette comes with 2 blushes and a bronzer. I absolutely adore this palette. It's $38, $36 to $38. Definitely worth it. Comes with 2 miniature brushes. The bronzer is beautiful. The blushes are beautiful. The eyeshadows are beautiful. I love the look that it gives. I love everything about the formulation of Lorac shadows, so definitely had to throw this in as a recommendation. The other one that I just got, I haven't had a whole ton of time to play with, but I have worn it twice and I had to say something about it. It is the Lorac Unzipped. Now, if you are a rose gold lover and you love the rose gold, you will love this palette. It has these neutral transition plummy shade, this dark burgundy shade, this deep dark sparkle. This is another matte transition color, and then some shimmer matte highlight shade. So this is one of those palettes that you could get a full look out of it. Really, really beautiful, beautiful palette. I believe this runs around $40. Lorac palettes are very affordable. So this, again, this is the Lorac Unzipped palette, and I haven't had it for very long, but I just had to toss it in almost as a honorable mention. This last thing is totally going against the rules. I know, I'm sorry. I'm breaking the rules and you guys all are probably annoyed by it, but I just couldn't help but to mention, just to give you guys options. I wanted to say that another option is creating your own palette. Now I have a MAC eyeshadow video where I go over all my MAC eyeshadows. They do have quads that you can purchase and pick out 4 shades from MAC that you really, really love in the quad. That way you can get what you like, a matte transition shade, a matte shimmer or highlight shade, you know, a lid color or deepening up the outer corner shade. You can get an all-in-one look. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, is that you have that capability of creating your own palette to fit your specific needs. Another great eyeshadow brand is Makeup Geek. I love Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I think they're super quality and very affordable. If MAC is a little bit expensive for you, Makeup Geek has a great color selection and I find them very comparable. So that is another option for you. So those are my semi-cheating top 5 eyeshadow palettes, more than 5, but you guys get the point. It's just a variety. I'm trying to hit needs for everyone. So I would love to hear some of y'all's favorites down below. Leave them in the comments and let me know some of your favorite eyeshadow palettes, your go-to eyeshadow palettes. Don't forget to check out Jen's video. She's amazing. You'll love her. I will leave the link of her video below to see what her top 5 palettes are. I guarantee she's not a cheater like I am, so she probably really stuck to the top 5, but you guys know me. I just love my eyeshadows and I couldn't not mention some stuff. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.